Hello and welcome to another season of the Global Series at Race Spec. We're here for round one of Tier 2 on PS4. And we have a 16 driver grid for this one. My name is Plevs. I'm joined by Swaggy in commentary. How you going, Swaggy?
Good, thanks, mate.
That's the way. So, yeah, new grid of drivers. A lot of new guys joining the series. So it should be pretty exciting. Guys from all over the world as well. So we got guys from Australia and Europe and Britain. I don't think we have any Americans, but so it's mainly Oceania and in Europe, but it's a good mix of drivers on the grid today. So we're on board with Dan the Racer as he's on his first flying lap.
Boys cooked that.
Coming into the third sector, or he was in the third sector rather. He might be the first driver to get a lap on the board. Coming through turn 16, slowest corner on track. Last corner of 17, misses the apex by a bit there. Coming up to the line, what's the first time the session going to be? It's a 22.89. And immediately Big Dongo does a 21.9, followed by BK with a 21.7. So Alpha Romeo boys, straight on it.
They're going to be hard to beat.
Yeah, absolutely. The Alpha Romeo team looking very strong in this series. But Expert goes fastest in the Mercedes with a 121.6. Good lap from the Mercedes driver there. Unfortunately, his teammate El Tonki isn't able to race this one. He may be able to join for the race, but he has missed quali. We'll see if we can find anyone else on a lap. As ACW goes fastest with a 120.8. So that's put down a real mark for these guys. Got a couple of guys out there on the medium tyres. Blocky Rex and the Apprentice just came into the pits. Nick, he's invalidated his lap. Ken Temner, what can he do coming through the last couple of corners here in the Red Bull?
Good run for the last corner.
It was a very nice last corner. And he goes fifth fastest with a 22.3. He'll be pretty happy with that, I think. Will the Red Bull driver. Nick is going for a second lap on that set. Oh, we got side pod into the wall on the medium tyres. Lost a bunch of front wing there. Did the Ferrari driver, so he'll need to dive into the pits to get that fixed. His teammate Finn, meanwhile, he's just coming through the last couple of corners as well on his first lap. He runs very wide onto the grass there. That's going to cost him some time. He still goes third fastest.
That's quick. That would have been...
Yeah, without that mistake, that probably would have been pretty close to ACW's time. That would have cost him half a second at least, I would have thought.
He must have had a great last sector because he only lost 2 tenths.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's body.
Okay. So we've got Baboon J on a lap. There is James Cruz in front of him. I'm not sure if he's on a lap himself, but he's not getting out of the way right now. So I think James must be on a lap here. And that's why he's not getting out of the way. It is the responsibility of the driver behind, so make sure he's got enough space to do a lap if there's another car in front on a flying lap. So, oh, he's going to try and move here.
Pretty clean.
Pretty clean and didn't lose too much time either. I'm not sure how much that hurt James.
Oh, gone deep into the next one.
So welcome to the stream, everyone watching. If you do have predictions for qualifying or the race. Oh, as James gets a bit tail happy in turn 16 and needs to get it out of the fence. But yeah, as I was saying, if you do have predictions then chuck it in the live chat as James ducks into the pits. I'm not sure if anyone's on a lap now. So Baboon J went 6 fastest with a 22 flat.
You'll have time to improve after the little incident with James.
Yeah, a couple of guys on the out laps now. For a second run.
Yeah. Top 5 are back out.
So unfortunately, we've just heard from Mercedes driver El Tonki that his flight's been delayed, so he will not be making the race. That's unfortunate for the Mercedes team. They've got a reserve driver in today in Baboon J. So he's not doing too badly at the moment. Okay, so Blocky might be on a lap at the moment. Yes, he is. Let's go with Blocky.
Yeah, he's on his out lap.
He seems to be pushing.
BK's about to start his lap. Here we go. Oh, a bit deep.
Blocky comes up to the line. He did invalidate. Sorry, I didn't quite notice that. So the apprentice is out for his first lap as well. We'll see what the Renault driver can do. He's one of only 4 drivers yet to put a time up on the board. He goes through 11 and 12 now.
ACW's found a 10th and a half in his first sector.
So yeah, the apprentice goes 10th fastest, 24.2. So ACW's up. Expert comes across the line. Oh, and he goes fastest by 5/100ths over ACW, but ACW is up a 10th on his time as he's coming into the 3rd sector. Coming up to the line now. This might be
Just ran out of ERS on the road.
Into 20.5, as I was about to say, and he does 20.595. Very quick. He had the fastest lap all around, but I think that he also had the fastest of all 3 sectors as well. So, and that was a Red Bull on a lap. Was that Ken or Aussie? I think that was
Aussie's ahead of him.
Ken's on his second lap now, coming into the second last corner. So obviously into the 20s is pretty quick for a tier 2 league. So looking very competitive. Ken reclaims that 5th position that he had after his first laps with a 21.7. Who else we got on the... Oh, Big Dong is pitted. Side pod might finally get a lap in on the softs. Oh no, I think he's on this in lap. Who what? Dan the racer? He's into the pits as well. Aussie's coming through the second last corner. And he goes 9 fastest with a 22.1. I'm not sure if he improved actually, I'd missed that. Okay, as
Yeah, he jumped up from like 14th.
But ACW setting the standard here. He's got about just over a 2/10 of a second buffer to Expert at the moment, so he's looking very racy. His ACW. Finn as well, with a 21.6, and BK, who we all expected to do quite well. He's just about to finish his second run.
He's starting a lap now.
He's starting a lap now, yeah.
Yeah. Ian Valid, he's just that first lap on his second run.
Right on board with Alfa Romeo driver for this lap. Very cautious through turn four, yep. See if he's up on his time. He's up nearly 2/10, so going pretty well so far is BK. Keeps this up, he will jump in for third position. Pretty tight through turn 9 and 10 there. Now we're coming down into the third sector. He's up 4/10 actually. Could he be the third driver to get a 1:20 here? Using quite high gears and late downshifting as well, which is very interesting. But he's hit the wall on the exit of the last corner. That'll probably cost him a few tenths, I'd say. Up to the line, still goes third fastest, not quite into the 21s, improves by 4/10. So he knows he's got time left on the table there with that error at the last corner. So he's probably going to be able to get in the 1:20s on his final run, but he'll need to get back into the pits.
He's a good shot at pole. If he pulls a lap together, I reckon he's got a shot at it.
It's Blocky Rex just went 10th fastest. Insulators out. He might be going on. He might be out of fuel actually. Yeah, Insulators out of fuel. Toto's on a lap.
Spray's about to start his final run.
Alright, we're right on board with Expert for this lap. This could be the pole lap. Hopefully side pod doesn't get in the way. He doesn't. Down in turn 1. Takes that very nicely. Opens up DRS. Going down towards turn 3. Very tidy so far.
No mistakes. Good lap.
Oh, he's only just up on his time, 8/1000, so he's basically tied his sector 1 time. This Ken gets out of the way very nicely there. He does have to find 3/10 on ACW to get pole position. This will be his final lap. This comes down Lakeside Drive into turn 11 and 12. Quite cautious, but still pretty nice through there. Here we go, last few corners. This has been a very nice lap. Let's see if he can keep it together for the last couple of corners. He can, that was very nice, up to the line. Is this going to be pole position? Oh, he just misses out. Like 4/100ths, but he did improve quite a bit. ACW, can he improve on his time?
BK's not going to get out for another lap.
He can. ACW does a 120.4, improves on his time, so that's just about pole position for him. BK's not going to make it out for another lap. Finn, what can he do on his final run? A Ferrari driver with a very... oh, he's backed out. He's totally backed out. Is he going to go again? Oh no, sorry, he was on the
No, he's still
outlap.
on his outlap. He's just, yeah.
My mistake, yeah. So he might ride on board with this lap because I think he's just about the only driver left who could maybe snatch pole. Still haven't got any predictions in the stream chat. So if you are watching and listening, give us your predictions for the race. It looks like ACW might have pole sewn up here as Finn just goes slightly faster than his sector 1 time. He needs to find a second and a half to challenge ACW. Revving the engine very high. Oh, he's actually done the quickest second sector. I'm not sure if that's the glitch actually, but he's less than a tenth up on his time at the moment, so he's probably going to stay where he is unless he has a barnstorming final sector. He improves by 2/10, but he stays 4 fastest with BK. Keeps his 3rd position. Ken is 5th fastest. Then we've got Big Donga. Just about everyone else is retired. Aussie's up to the line. Oh, he goes 7th fastest. He's improved by 2/10. So he goes ahead of very angry side pod and Baboon J. Insulators in the pit, and I think maybe James Cruz, yeah, he's in the pits too. So that's going to be it for qualifying. Everyone has finished their laps, and it's going to be ACW 1-3-2 with pole position by 2/10 from Expert. So pretty close between those two. Then we have quite a big gap back to BK. That gap 6/10. So yeah, we've got a good race on our hands here, I reckon, Swaggy.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's going to be pretty close. Going to be hard to break DRS. I mean, you know, BK could jump him on the start. Midfield looks pretty
never know. The undercut's pretty powerful as well, and of course with the newish patch, Codemasters patch, where they fix the safety car, you can always get lucky with that as well. So you never know what can happen.
Chuck on the hards early. It's hard to pick.
So there we go, ACW 1-3-2 in the tour also with a 1:20.4, quite a fast pole position time. Then we've got Expert on the front row with him, BK and Finn on the second row, Ken Temna and Big Dong on third row, Aussie, Suspect and Very Angry Sidepod on the fourth row, Baboon J and Blocky Rex round out the top 10. Then we've got Insulator, Dan the Racer, Toto, K&G Nick, The Apprentice and James Cruz. I believe we might have another driver, Banana Cake Pie, join for the race. So,
he'll be pretty quick off the back, I'd say.
Yeah, let's see what he can do from 17th position.
Fresh tyres, potentially medium. He could do it right off the back.
The driver's just selecting their strategy for the race at the moment. Looks like it's clear conditions for the race, so I'm not sure if we've got any weather. It seems maybe light cloud or overcast, the same as qualifying, but does look clear for now. Alright. As the drivers take off for formation lap, Swaggy, would you take us through the grid one more time?
We've got ACW off the front. Express, they're going to be tough to beat. You got BK, Finn Kelly, Ken, Big Donger, Aussie Suspect, Side Pod, Baboon J, and Blocky Rex rounding out the 10. It's going to be a tight midfield, and you got Installator down the racer, Toto, Nick, The Apprentice, James Cruz, and Banana Cake rounding him out.
So what car has Banana Cake been put in? Is that the Haas?
Is it
I think it's the
Haas?
Haas. Yeah, I think it's the Haas because we had two Renaults on the grid in Toto and Apprentice before, so. Been quite a slow formation lap so far. ACW taking this time. Alright, as the drivers are lining up back on the grid, we'll get ready for the start of round 1 at Melbourne for Tier 2 of the PS4 Global Series. We're going to get a good view here. Here we go. Alright, 4 red lights, 5 lights for the drivers. And it's underway for Season 2 of the PS4 Global Series Tier 2. Looks like ACW got a good start, so did Expert. He goes defensive to the inside.
Holds him out.
Oh, Finn getting ahead of, is there any drama back there? I think maybe, oh, it's Ken. Ken's dropped some positions. Is his front wing okay? I'm not sure it is. See if he'll be in for an early pit stop. No safety car on lap 1 though. It's ACW leads Expert and BK all over the back of the Mercedes already, followed by Finn. So the top 4 have held their positions.
BK's looking racing behind, just trying to get a move on.
Big Donger also losing out at the start. We'll just get up some position changes for you so you can see this battle already with BK and Expert. These two won't want to battle too much and let ACW get it. And Expert pinned it! Expert pinned it and BK runs straight into the back of him. This should be a safety car.
No.
Oh, you can see that BK just trying to get his car turned around there. That was disastrous from the front 2 on the first lap. Oh, and Expert's got hot tyres. He can't keep it on track. So that's put Finn in 2nd place, and then we've got a big gap back to the reserve driver, Baboon J. But ACW with a huge lead already. 2 seconds on the first lap because of the drama
Nick and
behind.
Dan, the racer going at it.
Nick and Dan, all the 2 Hasses as well in the background. Let's see if Nick can get around Dan. Going into turn 3. Dan goes defensive. Oh, and they're side by side through turn 4. But Nick has to yield to Dan there. Very tight. They lost a bunch of time, the cars behind as well. Big Dong is right on the tail. And was that Nick? Oh, I thought Nick lost it on the exit of turn 5, but I think he just ran a little bit wide. Toto, Banana Cake's already up to 10th position, and we have 4 pitters on the first lap. We have BK, Expert, The Apprentice, and Aussie Suspects. Oh, we've got to dance around at turn 9. As he resets.
Was there contact with Nick, or did he lose it?
I'm not quite sure we missed that, unfortunately, on the stream, but could well have been. And Ken, we lost 5 positions off the start, but it looks like that wing's okay, so he's hanging on to 10th position. And side pods around Blocky, who Blocky's made a great start, up 5 positions, but Nick's been the biggest gainer, along with Banana Cake, both up 8 positions as ACW extends his lead already, 3-second lead.
Well, Banana Cake in the fence. He's lost his end plate.
Big Donger going for a move on KNG Nick. Oh, but off he goes. Not quite sure what Nick's doing. Oh no, there's contact everywhere. Oh, and the Insulator's gone as well. This is carnage. Absolute carnage from round 1 of the...
And Dongers are on the grass, Jesus.
Absolute carnage in round 1 of the Tier 2 Global Series. That's going to mean more early pit stops for drivers. This time on lap 3. It's a side pod and Blocky going at it for P4. Then we have a battle between Banana Cake and Ken for P6. So Banana Cake, you said, hit the wall?
Yup, in the last corner, him and
oh yeah, he's got no end plate on the left side of his wing there. You can see. So Ken will be all over him here, down into turn 13. He gets the move done pretty easily there. Banana Cake would be well advised just to kind of stay with him. He'll probably have to pit this lap or pretty soon as well.
Depending on what he does, yeah.
Oh no, he's opted to stay out. So, and
I think it's the right move. He's got to hold on to him, gets hard.
So something happened to Baboon J. He had hardly any front wing, and he was running in 4th position. So he's dived into the pits. How many other drivers are going to be into the pits this lap? Got Nick coming in. Insulator will probably come in. He's got no front wing. BK as well, and Expert. 2 of the favourites for this championship, all the way back in 14 and 15 without a front wing. So.
BK staying out.
BK staying out. That's really interesting. So we only have Nick and Insulator in at the moment. Does BK have any front wing at all? Because he collected. He does actually. So he might only have minor damage. Not quite sure about Expert. Let's see what Expert's wings look like.
BK's pitted already.
Has he? Oh, okay. Has Expert pitted already?
Expert, hold on.
Yeah, they have. Sorry, I should have got that data up. So you can see there, Baboon J, BK, Expert, the Apprentice, Nick, Aussie Suspect, and Insulator are the drivers that have had to make an early pit stop because of damage. So very eventful opening few laps of the Australian Grand Prix in this series. So the stewards might be very busy after that opening of the race, but already ACW with a 4.5 second lead,
Finn trying to hold on. Easy.
Can Finn do anything about that and catch him?
Drop from side pod's in.
Side pod's in the pits. That might be why he's in. Does he have front wing damage? Will this be a front wing change for the Ferrari? It is. So something's happened to him, which is unfortunate because he was running in podium position. So this will drop him down. He's going on the hard tyre, so see if he can get to the end.
I have to say, Banana Cake's looking good. He's still holding on with his no end plate.
So Banana Cake's staying out there with the damage.
He's just holding on with Ken and DRS. Probably the right move, to be honest.
Yeah.
Just gotta make it to the pit window.
Yeah,
They're going in Blocky.
So Blocky looking really good in P3. Even though he's nearly 10 seconds off second already, he's got a 5-second gap back to 4th. So I guess the moral to this story, Swaggy, is if you keep it clean the first 5 laps, you've got a good chance of doing well in this league. So maybe some harsh lessons learned here for the drivers in round 1, that you have to be more patient and try and keep it clean. You really want to avoid that early pit stop if you can.
Can't win in the first lap.
Exactly. You can't win on the first lap, but you can lose. So Toto's in the pits now. It's just maybe this is a scheduled pit stop. No, he's got no end plate as well, so this will be a wing change. So a couple of drivers having some dramas. He's going on to medium, so he'll need to stop again as well. Same with Baboon J, Nick and Aussie Suspect. All those guys you would expect will have to pit again. The guys on the hards might be able to stretch it, except maybe for BK. He's got to go a hell of a long way on those hards.
He can probably make it. They're going to be dead at the end.
Depending on his dead at the end.
He's looking pretty good at the moment, though.
He's all over the back of James Cruz.
Ken's gained half a second on Blocky. Or 1.5, sorry.
James Cruz, the only driver, or the driver, as BK goes around the outside there at turn 8. Don't you usually see passes made there, but he's just got such better exit on those fresher tyres. Yeah, James running is the last runner not to stop yet, and Banana Cake's in, so his pit window's opened on the softs. This will be a wing change. Oh, sorry, it's Blocky in, not Banana Cake.
Blocky.
So he's going mediums quite early here.
No, he's on hards.
Oh, he's on hards. I do apologise. So no wing change. Big Donga has left. I'm not quite sure if he's lagged out or whether he has just left the session, but we'll have to see if he comes back.
Boone Jays came about 3 seconds out behind Blocky Rex.
He has as well, so that might be a battle in a short little while. James Cruz and Sidepod might get together, although I think Sidepod's just cleared him. Oh, Banana Cake and Ken, very, very close. Banana Cake's still hanging on in there. He must be going to pit soon, I would think. So Ken actually having a really good run here. I thought he dropped down quite a few positions off the start.
He did.
But now he's moved, with all the carnage in front of him, he's moved all the way up to 3rd. So yeah, Big Donga joined back, which is good to see. Might get the telemetry up as well.
Is that all?
So this is the closest battle on track at the moment.
Yellow. James Cruz is putting the fence.
James Cruz, where is he? 16th. Oh yeah, he's missing quite a bit of his wing on the right side there. So he'll need to pit. I don't think he's pitted yet. No, he's yet to pit. So he gets lapped actually. Oh, and he's gone into the gravel trap there, but we'll go back to the front, and ACW already lapping people on lap 8 of the Grand Prix. So he's had an absolutely barnstorming start. Pole position, got a clean start, and has just run away with it with all the drama behind him. And Big Donga is our first retirement from the session, as I'm not quite sure where he's retired there. He's retired on track. There is his car there. Or maybe he crashed out. I'm not quite sure. As Toto gets a drive-through penalty. Oh, it's a virtual safety car. It's a virtual safety car, so
smart.
Everyone's gone slow. Who's into the pits?
Finn's in. He's going to gain
Banana Cake. Oh, Ken didn't go in.
Oh, that's going
to hurt Ken.
Finn's just came out behind him and he's pitted.
Yeah, that's crazy. So Banana Cake getting that wing change. The virtual safety car has finished, by the way. But yeah, very interesting. Ken didn't decide to pit there.
Was ACW past the line when it went virtual?
Yes, definitely is. Yeah.
They'll hurt him a little bit. Finn will be pretty close to him, actually.
He's got such a big lead now. So, who was it that picked up the drive-through? I think it was the apprentice. So, there's another yellow flag. I'm not quite sure who that was. I think it was a Williams. It was James again. Oh no, it's Installator. He spun it at
ACW's in.
ACW's in the pit lane. Someone else is in ahead of him. Oh, it's the apprentice. ACW in for his pit stop. What tyres are going to be? It gets held a little bit. It's hard tyres for
Finn coming down the straight now.
Finn right on the back of Ken. Is he going to make a move into turn 1? He is going to breeze past Ken before turn 1. Takes the racing line. Ken is still yet to pit, unfortunately. I think he missed out big time under that virtual safety car. I think he's got to make that decision and
he could probably
be
almost
brave.
put on mediums from here.
Yeah, maybe that's what he's thinking. Maybe he thinks the race will come to him later on if he goes onto the mediums. There's yet another yellow flag. It's a Red Bull this time. It's Aussie Suspect.
Banana Cake strapped on mediums.
Banana Cake went mediums, yeah.
He'll be quick.
She's 8 seconds behind Baboon J, who I would say would have to pit again.
Yeah, too early to be on mediums.
So Finn is actually only 2 seconds behind ACW. So this has brought the race back to life a little bit. Finn's pit stop under the virtual safety car has let him catch up to the leader.
He's got to push and get that DRS.
He does. Oh, it's Uwat. Baboon J gets past Blocky Rex. Close battle between these two. Oh, an Expert and Angry Sidepod are side by side. Oh. Oh, Sidepod nearly loses it. Expert has the inside, but Sidepod goes deep. Very brave there. Expert might have the run on him. Who's got TRS? It's actually Sidepod that's managed to get TRS and be ahead on the straight. That's quite incredible. Expert must be shaking his head. How did that happen? He will have DRS this second straight. Oh no, he won't. Sidepod's got it again. So good little battle between these guys. Sidepod does have the tyre advantage. Oh, as Ken picks up the 3-second penalty. Will that cost him at the end of the race? Haven't seen too many penalties yet. So this is our closest battle on track at the moment for P8. As Toto's into the pits. On lap 12 of 29. Oh, and Experts. Oh. Just thought about a move into turn 11, but yeah, very awkward place to get a move done there. Both cars will have to be going pretty slow for that to not cause a pretty big incident, to be honest. But Sidepod putting up some good defense here. I thought for all money, Expert had the move done, but Sidepod managed to keep it all around the outside, no less, in the third sector. So I think both these guys are catching BK slightly as well. So who's even on even more worn tyres? Expert has a look into turn 1. Not close enough this time. He picks up a 3-second penalty. Oh, he's lost it!
He's around.
He's around! He got some dirty air. I think it was too close.
Oh, the force ended on ramp his ass as well.
So Dan the Racer goes past, but he does have a big gap back to Nick.
He's going to have to pit again though.
He's going to have to pit again, and this time he'll be able to go on mediums. So we will be quick, but yeah, that really hurt Expert.
Ken's pitted and strapped on mediums. He's going to be quick to the end.
So Ken's come out in 6th position, Banana Cake ahead of him.
They're going to be reeling in Blocky and Baboon J.
So is Expert gonna pit this lap? I think his damage will be too big. Yeah, you can see that he's at least got a orange, if not red, wing on the right hand side. So still too far to go in this race. 16 laps to take that damage all the way to the end. So he'll be in this lap, you would think.
Yep.
And he is. It kind of has robbed us of any battles on track, but we do have Ken and Banana still battling, so Ken has the tyre advantage, and he's in DRS range as well.
Just holding on at the moment.
Just holding on. Can he put those younger tyres to use and hang on? He's just slipped out of it now. So we'll see next time. He got to turn 11 and 12 if he's kept that DRS. Very tight. Yeah, he's caught back up slightly. So this guy's yo-yoing a little bit. Different parts of the track. But he's well within DRS now, so he'll get it going down the straight. Cuts that corner quite badly though, there's Ken. Definitely would have been a warning. Also got Aussie Suspect and Installator pretty close together. I think this is the only other close battle on track at the moment. I'll just note that ACW has managed to extend his lead on Finn after the virtual safety car. So it was around 2 seconds, now it's just over 5 seconds, so looks like ACW has some amazing paces. Aussie goes for a big lunge there on Insulator. Just gives him the big don't argue into, what corner was that? That was turn 6. Again, not a spot known or, you know, quite difficult to overtake in that part of the track, so pretty brave move. Might have caught Insulator by surprise, in fact, so got that move done. We'll go back to this battle between Ken and Banana Cake. So I'm actually quite impressed with Ken. He's having a good race. Banana Cake is no slouch and he's keeping up here pretty nicely. In fact, he's all over the back of him. So Ken's pace has come a long way since season 1. He's been improving slowly, which is good to see. Always nice to see our drivers make progress. As his teammate Aussie Suspect picks up a 3-second time penalty. Not having a great race is Aussie Suspect. Expert did pit the mediums, fixed that front wing. He's now in 11th position, but he's 13 seconds off Nick. So he's got a lot of work to do. Nick will have to pit again. He's on 10 lap old medium tyres, so they're not going to go another 14 laps. So he will be in. So Expert's real battles with Dan and SidePod.
He's
SidePod,
20 seconds off them, to be fair, but...
Yeah, SidePod is the driver he was battling with when he had the accident, unfortunately for him, so let's see what he can do. Much younger tyres and the faster compound as well, as he bangs in the fastest lap right on cue, so he'll be getting the fastest lap points at this stage of the race, but still a long way to go. Baboon J running in 3rd will need a pit again as well, just to remind everyone watching. So I'm not quite sure where he will come out. Maybe he might come out around 8th or 9th. Yeah. So this is essentially the battle for 4th place we're watching. And these guys are probably catching Blocky Rex as well. And there's been an incident. Is that to James Cruz? Yeah, I think James Cruz had a moment that turn 12. Has he got any front wing damage? Looks alright, so I think he'll be able to keep going. Will James, there's another yellow flag. There's been a big incident somewhere. I think it's the Renault. It is the Renault. It's Toto at turn 2.
Been a few people have done that across the day.
Oh, an Expert and Nick going at it as well. I'm not quite sure what happened there. So, oh, Nick just pitted. That's why. That's why he's caught up so quickly.
Yeah, Blocky's got a few penalties as well. So, none, I think.
Oh, and Expert's in again. He's got more wing damage. This has been a disastrous race for Expert, unfortunately.
It's putting on a set of softs.
And our race leader picks up a 3-second time penalty. So,
wouldn't want to pick up another.
Wouldn't want to pick up another one. That's right. And there's always a chance of a safety car laid on as well, which might cost him. If Finn
Especially if the way
penalties.
the race has been going, it wouldn't surprise me.
Having Jay, he makes that pit stop we were talking about and picks up a 5-second penalty, so that's going to cost him. See where he comes out. I expect BK and Side Pod to move up quite a bit. Oh, Side Pod gets a bit of grass there on the exit of turn 16. Uwat's coming out of the pits. He comes out in 7th. I would have thought he would come out in front of Sidepod, but he's actually well clear of him and on fresh medium, so
he'll be quick.
He'll be very quick. Should be able to grab fastest.
5 seconds.
He does, yes. Have that 5 seconds. Should be able to grab the fastest lap on the fresh mediums that Express come in for softs actually, so he should be able to. I'm not sure he'll go the end on those, but. Yeah. Really.
Doesn't really concern him at the moment.
Yeah, so Expert's showing quite good 1 lap pace, but just needs perhaps be a bit more patient in traffic and be a bit more consistent with his race pace. And I think he'll do pretty well this season. Yeah, so it's a lot of harsh lessons learned from the drivers this first race. But yeah, ACW's pace looks very ominous for the rest of the field, it must be said. Just cruising out front. Finn's now 7
class of the field.
7 seconds behind. Blocky doing an amazing job as well. The apprentice retires from the Grand Prix. Blocky doing an amazing job. Hopefully the apprentice has retired in the pits, has he?
Yes. No,
he's retired. Oh, maybe he crashed out, actually. I think he crashed out.
Is anyone pitting? Side pods in.
Oh, it's a virtual safety car.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and that's why, because the apprentice has crashed out. We just saw his car on the left-hand side as his teammate Toto passed him.
BK's binned it. He's round.
BK's binned it. Under the virtual safety car, BK has binned it. Wow. Has he got any damage? He does. Look at all the damage. He's both sides. So this is really going to hurt him. One of the championship favourites, of course, as well. So as we were singing their praises in qualifying, Alfa Romeos, but it's been absolutely, well, you've got to say it's been disastrous, this Grand Prix. But we know they're a lot better than that and will probably bounce back, so.
They'll come back harder for the next round. They'll be quick.
That's right.
ACW is looking a step ahead of the rest of the field at the moment, though.
Yeah, absolutely. So
Banana Cake's dropped Ken.
Yeah, Ken's just dropped outside of DRS. He does have quite a bit of battery though. That's Ken, 70%. So you probably should try and use it to get back in that DRS. It's only a 10th out of it at the moment. Was another yellow flag in Sector 3. And I think it's BK with that wing damage struggling to get back to the pits.
Oh, it could be James Cruz. He's binned it in the third sector as well.
No, it definitely was BK, unfortunately. The side pod, I think, might have pitted under the virtual safety car. He moved himself into 8th, but he's got to take those fresh socks 10 laps. Yeah, I think it's just about doable.
He's quick for a few of them though. He might drop off towards them. Go around 11 seconds.
Very quick as well, and Ken has caught back up to Banana Cake. He's back in that DRS. So these guys, this is a good little battle. It's been going for a good 10 laps now. Expert with the fastest lap at 23.3. He is outside the top 10 though. He's got work to do if he wants that fastest lap point to count. Ken,
oh, he's right.
Not quite close enough in turn. Oh, he's binned it!
Oh, he's
binned it! Oh no!
It's been deadly all race, that curb.
Yeah, too much curb there at turn 1, and that's going to hurt him. He'll be absolutely livid with himself for that. He was having such a great race, showing real consistency. He's got a pit now too, because he's going to have lots of damage here. Both sides, both end plates missing off the Red Bull. Oh, that was close. I don't know who it was. Baboon J. And the apprentices left, and Aussies picked up the 3-second time penalty. So Baboon J looking pretty good now. Will he be able to catch Banana Cake 12 seconds behind, but with way fresher tyres?
It's going to be hard.
Yeah, it will be hard. Banana Cake's done really well starting from the back of the field in 17th position to get up to 4th spot. There's another yellow flag. It's Installator, I think. No, it's not. It's Toto?
Yeah.
Toto's left. But his car's going to keep going around, so that's a shame. As we got a couple of ghosted cars there. Well, Aussie lapping Toto, and who's also being lapped by King. Banana Cake's in for softs. Very interesting strategy call this. And Ken's in as well.
Baboon J could grab Blocky. He has 11 seconds over penalties right now, Blocky.
Okay, so Baboon J might be on for podium. Not quite sure why Banana Cake decided to pit there. He was pretty comfortable, you'd have to say, in P4. With a 12-second
he
gap.
He pitted for those mediums early.
Yeah, he did. So Ken coming out. Ken's coming out on another set of mediums. He must not have had a fresh set of softs. So that's unfortunate for him. So, yeah, at this stage of the race, if you're pinning, you're definitely going to the soft tyre. Only has the mediums to play with, unfortunately. So it looks like, yeah, it looks like 8th position might be the best he can do today, which is a shame because he looks pretty comfortable 5th position, challenging for 4th. Don't really have any on-track battling at the moment. Installators into the pits. Yeah, wasn't going to take those hards all the way to the end. He's gone for the soft tyre outside the top 10 as well. Expert up into 11th. Can he salvage something from this race? It'd be quite an effort. Another yellow flag. Who is it? It's a Ferrari. Is it side pod or is it Finn? Oh, it's Finn. Finn was around there. Is there damage for this Ferrari? Oh, I can't quite tell from that. Let's see.
No, I think he's fine.
Front wing looks okay. And he's got a 30-second gap back to Blocky anyway, only 7 laps left. So even if there was wing damage, I think he'd be okay to limp around with it. Oh, as he locks up there. So our closest battle on track now is between Insulator and Aussie Suspect, who's... Insulator's just pitted for softs and Aussie's on the mediums. Pretty fresh as well. 1.7 is that gap. This has been one of the most drama-filled races I've ever commentated on. I have to say, it's been quite crazy.
Been crashes galore everywhere through.
Crashes and incidents galore. It all kicked off on lap 1.
Kept up throughout the race. Turn 1's taken at least 5 out.
Yeah, turn 1 and turn 12 as well. A lot of incidents there early on. Those deadly curbs. So Aussie is slightly catching insulator, but we'll keep an eye on that. There's another yellow flag. It's Williams. This is James Cruz. James Cruz is around, unfortunately, and that is at the exit of turn 4. So the Williams driver having his issues down in 14th position, essentially last as Todd has left.
Has Finn made another mistake? Blocky's with him 3 seconds.
Oh, Finn's pitted actually. So Finn must have got that wing damage fixed that we were talking about, and in pitting onto softs, he'll be able to go on the fastest lap as well. Like
ACW's done the same though.
Yeah, looks like it. He's done it very early, has ACW. We'll probably would have waited a few laps and done it on the second last lap. But yeah, both the front two pitting for softs, allowing them to go for the fastest lap. So Finn Kelly going for the fastest lap here, down into turn 1. Up into overtake, heading down to turn 3. Very late under brace, quite nice there. He's essentially doing a qualifying lap here to try and get that fastest lap. It's worth an extra point, so instead of 18, he'll pick up 19. Fastest first sector there, as you can see on the mini map, lights up purple. It's to turn 9 now. This exit's crucial. Doesn't use any curb. Very clean. Turn 11 and 12. Cuts it a little bit. I think that's just about alright. Last couple of corners here. What can he do? We'll go to a battle between Dan the Racer and Sidepod right now, as I reckon Finn... Oh, Sidepod's just about to get the move done on Dan. He does. Sidepod on fresh softs, or fresh-ish softs, as Finn does a 22.6. So he does have the fast lap. Is Finn going to come back? Sorry, Dan going to come back at Sidepod here. Doesn't look like it. Dan on 15 lap old hards. Blocky wrecks into pits, picks up a 5-second penalty. So Blocky, he's out of P3 now. He's going to drop down quite a bit. Banana Cake and Baboon J have moved up. So Blocky not feeling like he can take those hards to the end. Or maybe he had an incident actually, because he's changing wings as well. So where's he going to come out? I think he's going to come out behind Dan and Sidepod. I think Can might be too far behind, yeah, so Blocky's going to come out P7. Is ACW going to come and steal the fastest lap from Finn? Let's see. He doesn't actually. So Finn's still with the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. Extra point going to him. Another yellow flag. It is a Red Bull, and it's Ken. So something happened to Ken as well. And I think he's lost the position to BK now. So Nick and Expert aren't too far away from each other either. Expert has kind of reeled him in. He's only got 3 laps to catch up another 5 seconds. So that one might come down to penalties if Nick has any. Oh, his Expert gets very, very loose in turn 5. Pushing really hard to see if he can get in the points. He might as well in P11. Nothing ventured, nothing gained there. Aussie's had his... Oh, Aussie's having a moment. I think he's just doing some frustrated burnouts at the moment. Race to forget for the Red Bull driver. As Expert picks up a penalty, that might hurt him in his quest to get into the points. There's another yellow flag somewhere. I think it's green now. Oh, a side pod and Dan going back at it. Something happened to side pod, I think. Has side pod got damage? Is that what's happened? Not quite sure. There's another yellow flag. It's... Oh, I think it's Expert.
Expert. Oh.
Expert again. It's had a shocking race today, but better luck next week, mate. And more... Oh, I don't think he's got wing damage, though. But, yeah, I don't think he'll be able to get into the points now, but we'll keep on this battle. So I think SidePod did make a mistake on this lap. Looks like Dan's in DRS. Lockie right on the back of these guys too. So this is a three-way battle for 5th, 6th and 7th in the Grand Prix. Aussie got disqualified, unfortunately for him. Lockie might actually have a look here on Dan. He's up in the overtake. Is he going to make a lunge? He's on really fresh off. He is going to go very deep, late and deep. Oh, he doesn't leave much room for Dan there. I think that might have been a bit naughty from Blocky there, but if that was me, I probably would redress and give him back the position there. I think that one was a bit naughty. He might have a penalty coming his way. Is he waiting up for him now, Blocky?
Nah, I think...
No, he's not. On cast the corner there a bit. He's trying to catch side pod. But, yeah, Blocky has a lot of penalties, I think, but he might be getting another one for that move.
Oh.
Another yellow flag, and it's James Cruz. James Cruz is in the wall. And he gets going again.
Blocky's reeled inside pod.
He's got just about no battery though, does he? Finn gets a 3-second time penalty. Oh, but he's right on the back of side pod.
Sure, he'll have a lunge into the first corner.
Let's see how we go.
Definitely close enough.
Whoa. Side by side. Yeah, he gets it done before turn 1, so... And side pod runs pretty deep there. He's actually got a fair bit of battery, does side pod. I thought it must have been out. Maybe just letting Blocky Rex go there, knowing he's got so many penalties. Might be the smart thing to do too.
Yeah, after what happened to Dan, it probably is.
So Dan's been on those hard tyres for 19 laps. This is the final lap, by the way. Where's ACW? ACW has started the final lap of the Grand Prix. He's got a 20 seconds lead over Finn Kelly. And guess what? Third position has been lapped. So ACW has lapped the entire field except for Finn in second, which is quite incredible. Quite incredible. It's been a great race for the Toro Rosso driver. Hasn't put a foot wrong. Has had absolutely no pressure up front either. Maybe just the pressure of going the distance in the lead. Really just racing against himself. But this comes through the final couple of corners. Up to the line. Round 1 winner in the PS4 Global Series. Tier 2 is ACW 132. Congratulations to him. Takes the victory. Finn Kelly. Ken finishes the race in P9. Finn coming up to the line to finish P2. Great debut for these boys, race spec debut as well. Oh, and he's going very slow over the line, but he does finish P2.
Well done by Boone J. He's going to pick up third.
Yeah, absolutely.
As a reserve.
Baboon J, good showing from him. If he keeps that up, he'll be first in line for a permanent seat. He did have a few drivers not show up today, so that might happen sooner rather than later. Blocky Rex, is he going to hang on to P5, or will his penalties cost him it?
I'd say he'll drop to 8th-ish.
I'm just going to have a look at... I've got tyre up. I'm going to go stops, so see how many stops everyone's done. So just about everyone except Dan did 2 stops at least. As Blocky finishes P5, is Sidepod going to jump him? Yes, it does. So does Dan, and Dan jumps Sidepod as well. So Dan comes home P5. That's going to be it. The rest of the field was lapped. So it's been round 1 of the PS4 Global Series Tier 2. Congratulations again to ACW. It is a bit of a shame that he can't race at 8:30 in Tier 1, because he definitely shows the pace that he'd be able to compete in that league, but he's only available at this time slot, unfortunately. But I'm sure Finn and others, Expert and BK and maybe Big Donga as well, can get up there and challenge him throughout the season. So this is our race results here. ACW with the win, followed by Finn. Banana Cake Pie from 17th on the grid, missed qualifying, finishes P3. Very, very nicely done from him. Baboon J, our first British driver, 4th position. Dan the Racer, very, very angry side pod. BK, Blocky Rex, Ken Tamma, and Nick ran out the points paying positions. Then we got Installator, Expert with a first race to forget for him. Hopefully he'll bounce back. But that has been round 1 of the Australian Grand Prix. Unfortunately, we have to wrap it up rather quickly. We do have more races coming up in just 15 minutes time, in fact. So 8:30 Australian Eastern Time. So 13 minutes from now, we'll have both the PS4 Elite Series and the Tier 1 of the Global Series as well. They run at the same time. Don't miss those. They're sure to be absolutely cracking races, both round 1 as well at Australia. So we'll see you next week for round 2. Yeah, so I've been Matt and Swaggy.
Yeah, have a good one,
Final
lads.
thoughts? See you next week.
I thought it was a good round 1.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, on to the next one. Bye for now.